my name's Finn and today we are going to be making the crystal jug, so let's get started. First things first, open up Blender and press General on the splash screen. We don't need any of those shapes, so press A for select all and X for delete and click delete. Press 1 on your numpad to get the front orthographic view. I've included a link in the description to a picture of the crystal jug, so download that and we're going to add it to the scene now. So press Shift A for add. Scroll down until you get to image and pick reference. Find where you've stored the image on your computer. And when you've found it, click Load Reference Image. Use the scroll wheel to zoom in. Click the image to select it, press R for rotate, and just move it around until it looks like it's more or less straight. I'd say about there. Yeah. That looks pretty good. Now I want you to move the image so that the center of the crystal is more or less in the center of the space we're dealing with here. So press G for grab and just move it until the crystal is more or less center. I'd say about there. And left click to confirm. I got that crystal from the Swarovski shop and it said that the diameter was 14 millimeters. And when it came in the post, it was spot on. So you might be dealing with something different, but for the sake of this example, I'm going to treat the diameter as 14 millimeters. So press Shift A for add. We're going to select mesh, and from that list of primitives, we're going to pick UV sphere. And before you click anywhere else, I want you to go down to the bottom left-hand corner where it says add UV sphere, click on that. And I want you to set the radius to 7 millimeters. So put in 7 mm and press enter. Now we're going to scale the picture to fit that gem. So just click on the image. It'll be outlined in orange. Press S for scale and just drag it towards the center until it's a bit smaller. G for grab just to move it closer to the center. And press the period on your numpad to zoom in. I'm going to use my scroll wheel just to zoom in a bit more. Now you can see I obviously have to scale that down a bit more, so just press S for scale, move it down, G for grab, and zoom in. Press Shift, press and hold your middle scroll wheel just to move it around to the right spot, and zoom in. Now obviously our shape, the UV sphere there, is blocking our view of the picture. So in the top right hand corner, turn on X-ray. And just keep scaling that picture until you get a fairly good match. So S for scale, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. G for grab. About there. I'm going to go slightly bigger. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. So click on the sphere, press Tab to go into edit mode, and zoom in just so you get a good view of it. Double tap A for deselect all. And what I'm going to do is we're going to remove the center of that sphere. So press B for box select, click and hold, and then just drag your mouse to the vertices that you don't want. Press X for delete, select vertices, and they're gone. So what we're left with there is going to act like the cradle for the crystal when we get it. Hover over one of those horizontals there, hold down the Alt, left click to select the entire loop. Press E for extrude, S for scale, and just drag it out so that it's slightly bigger. So press E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, and pull it down to about there. and left click to confirm. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, grab it down to about there, S for scale, and drag it in. And continue on doing that. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, S for scale to bring it in, and you're just trying to match the shape of that curve on the drawing. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, about there. I'm going to leave it straight like that. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only till about there, S for scale, pull it out. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, S for scale to scale it out. E for extrude, Z, Z direction only, S for scale, pull it out like that. And for the last one, E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, and just leave it flat like that. Okay. Now let's do the same for the top. So double tap A to deselect all, hover over one of the horizontals there, Alt and left click to select the entire loop. E for extrude, S for scale, just pull it out ever so slightly. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, pull it up, do it right there. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, pull it up, press S for scale to pull it in. E for extrude, Z, Z direction only. There isn't much of a curve there, so I'm just going to bring it up a good bit. S for scale and pull it into there. Okay, now I'm going to stop there because we're going to put in the little petal details that I found around the base. We can turn off the image for a minute, so just go over to the top right hand section where you see the word empty and just click on the eyeball to turn off the image. Because the image is off, we can turn off the X-ray as well, so just toggle the X-ray so you get a better view of what you're doing. Our UV sphere had 32 segments when we started off. And because 8 goes into 32 4 times, we're going to do groups of 4 faces for each leaf. I'm just going to colour them in so you get a better idea of what I'm doing, and I will be back in a moment. Hold on. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll around so you can see I've shaded in the faces basically in groups of 4. And these are going to be our leaf patterns. So I'm going to go back to the front orthographic view by pressing 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add edge loops close to the boundary between these two colours. So if we just deal with the top first, I'm just going to zoom in on that. Hover over one of the horizontals there, press Ctrl or to get an edge loop, left click to confirm you just want one, and move it across relatively close to about there, and left click to confirm. And do the same on the opposite side. So Ctrl or, left click to confirm one, and move it, try to keep it as symmetrical as you can, just do about there, and left click. And I'm going to do the same for all of the boundaries between the purple and the yellow. So basically every 4. Whoop. There we go. So press Ctrl or, add an edge loop, left click, and move it in towards the center there. Ctrl or, left click, move it in and left click to confirm. Same here, Ctrl or, left click to confirm one only. Move it across, left click to confirm, Ctrl or, left click, and left click to confirm. We're nearly there. There's only 8 of them to do. Well, 16 I suppose. Ctrl or, left click, move it across. Now that one there, you'll see I dropped it too soon, and it's still, while it's still selected, just press GG for grab along the path and just move it in until you're happy with where it is. So about there, left click. Control or. You can also see when I hover over the vertical lines that it's giving me a different position for my edge loop. And if you use your scroll wheel, you can see you can increase and decrease. That's why it's important to be hovering over the right spot before you click to confirm. So over a vertical like that, it's going to give me a horizontal loop, and over a horizontal edge, it's going to give me a vertical loop. Anyway, so left click to confirm just one, go over, control or, add edge loop, left click to confirm just one, move it across, just keep going round, control or, and yep, control or, just keep going until you've got all of the boundaries done. Control or, and I think this is our last set. Here it is. Move it in. Control or, and there. Yeah. So you see we've outlined all of those. And what I want to do now is I want to select the middle edge loop of those. So hovering over that there, I want you to press Alt and click on the middle, and it should select the entire loop around as far as it can go. And we want to select all 8 of those, so press Shift, Alt, hover over the one you want and left click. Now it's selected them both. So Shift, Alt, left click, and keep going until you have all 8 selected. Shift, Alt, left click, Shift, Alt, left click, Shift, Alt, left click, Shift, Alt, left click. Ooh, I zoomed in a bit there by accident. Shift, Alt, left click. Now that's all 8 of those selected. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale them down so that they give us a nice little detail basically. So I'm just going to move it so I get a good view of everything. Press S for scale, move it ever so slightly in towards the center, and left click to confirm. Okay, now we're going to do the same with the leaves on the bottom as well. So remember that we're going for the areas between the 2 colors that I have drawn there, so every 4. Press AA to deselect all, press Control or to add an edge loop, and move it in towards the boundary there. Control or, left click, move it across, left click to confirm. Control or, left click, and left click to confirm. I'm just going to fast forward this bit, you get the idea. Okay, so they're all in. Now I'm going to select the center of that group of 3. So hover over it, press Alt and left click, press and hold your middle scroll wheel to move around, and then press Shift, Alt and left click to add to the selection. Shift, Alt, left click, Shift, Alt, left click. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Shift, Alt, left click, Shift, Alt, left click. Sometimes when you're selecting a lot of things like this, you might select the wrong thing, like there. I haven't covered this before and I don't know why. Undo is Control Z. So just press Control Z if you make a mistake and it'll undo the last thing you did, which is very handy to know. It's probably good to know now actually. So Shift, Alt, left click, pick the right one instead. Shift, Alt, left click. Now that's all of them. I'm going to press S for scale and just move ever so slightly in and left click to confirm. Okay, that's perfect. That's what we want. So press 1 to get to the front orthographic view. I'm going to turn the image back on. So in the top right hand corner where it says empty, just click on the closed eye and there we go. So press 1 on your keyboard to get into vertex view, and I want you to hover over one of the horizontals on the top edge, do Alt, left click to select the entire loop. There we go. So what we're left with now though is a circle that has a very uneven cluster of 3 vertices every 4 faces, which is not great for what we want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude that out, and I'm going to respace so that all the vertices are the same distance apart. So to do that, we're going to do E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, and just bring it up ever so slightly. Now you can see we've got a little V shape there that we want to get rid of. So press S for scale, Z for Z direction only, and press 0 on your numpad. And press enter to confirm. And you can see it's moved all of those points to the same level, which is what we want. This is a good time as any to save your progress, so press File, Save. The thing we need to space out the vertices easily is in a thing called Loop Tools, and it's not normally preloaded by default, so we're going to just add it now so we can use it. Go up to the top left hand corner where it says Edit and click that. Go down to where it says Preferences, click that. Go to Add-ons, click that. And in the search bar where it says Add-ons, I want you to type in Loop. And you can see it comes up there, Mesh, Loop Tools. Just check the checkbox and X out of that. Okay, so now we have access to the loop tools. I'm going to turn off the image so that we get a better look. So in the top right hand corner, just turn off the eyeball beside empty. Press and hold the middle scroll wheel to get a better view of that top loop there. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it into a sphere, because you can see it's mostly a sphere, but it's got these little V notches in it. So press the space bar, type in TOSPHERE. You can see to sphere comes up. I want you to click that. And then drag your mouse away so that all those little V's become less like V's. To there. Okay. Left click to confirm. And you can see now, if I press 7 on my numpad to look at the top view, we've got a lovely circle. But we still have these little clusters of 3 that we want to get rid of. Now that we have our loop tools loaded, I just want you to right click. And at the top of the menu, Loop Tools comes up. Go across to the list of options, and I want you to press space. You can see that it's done its best to space out the vertices the way you want them. Now, it did its best, but it's actually not great. You can see that it tends to put the center, it's a little bit off center. So I'm going to press R for rotate, Z for rotate around the Z axis only. I'm just going to bring it around so that it's more even. Right there. 7 to get the top orthographic view. I'll press R for rotate. And I'm just looking at one of the vertices and I'm trying to line it up. So right there, left click. And that's perfect. That's what we want. So we'll turn the image back on in the top left hand corner. Click on the closed eyelid to turn the image back on. Press 1 on your numpad to get the front orthographic view. And I'm just going to drag that down. I don't need it to be so high. Press G and Z for Z direction only. And we just want a little tiny lip there, right there. You can see on the jug we have 2 little bands of detail, so I'm going to go to the very top of those. So press E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, and bring it up to the top of those little details about there. Left click to confirm. Press Ctrl R for edge loop, and use your scroll wheel until you have 3, and then left click to confirm 3. Now you can still move them around like that, but we want them dead center, so right click to confirm dead center. And there we go. Double tap A to deselect all. I want you to hover over one of the vertical lines there on that band. Alt and left click. The same there, Shift, Alt and left click to select the 2 of them. S for scale. And just move it away so that they get slightly bigger. Okay, That'll do. Double tap A to deselect all. Alt and left click to select that top loop. And we're going to continue on and just trace the shape of that jug. I'm going to ignore the spout, so I'm just going to follow this curve here on the right hand side. So E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, bring it up to about there, S for scale, bring it out, E for extrude, Z for Z direction only. There is a band there, but I'm just going to bring it up to about the top, S for scale, and scale it out that way. If you feel like that's not curvy enough, then just throw in another edge loop where you need it. So Control or, left click to confirm, and just S for scale, and you bring it in, you see you get more of a roundy curve. Okay. These pieces, top and bottom, need to be solid with a hole in it, so you can pass a wire through that's going to hold the bead in place. So we're going to work on that now. We're going to put the hole into our solid pieces. So if you press and hold your middle scroll wheel just to get a look underneath, I'm going to turn off the empty again so you can get a better view. Switch to face mode by pressing 3 on our keyboard. C for circle select. Select all those faces, right click to confirm. And then press 1 on our keypad to go back to vertex select mode. Press shift and left click on that central one. And now only the outside ring is selected. To get rid of those little V notches, we're going to hit the space bar. You can see to sphere is already there because we've looked it up already. So click to sphere and pull away from the center until all your little dots are in a circle. Left click to confirm. And then we're going to space them out like we did with the other layer. So right click, loop tools is on top, click space, and it'll space them out. Now if you press and hold your middle scroll wheel and have a look around, you'll see that they're not all in a flat plane, and I do want them in a flat plane. So just press S for scale, Z for Z direction only, and hit 0 on your numpad. Press enter to confirm, and now everything is in the same plane. Now that we've tidied up that circle, I want you to click on the central vertex there and press X for delete and select vertices. Now hover over any of the edges on the circle, Alt and left click to select the entire circle, and press 7 on your numpad to get the top orthographic view. I want you to press E for extrude, S for scale, and just bring that in ever so slightly. About there. Press and hold your middle scroll wheel to get a better view of your shape. And what we're going to do now is we're going to give the jug a bit of thickness, and then we're just going to join the top to the bottom. So hover over the top. I want you to press AA for deselect all. Alt and left click to select that entire loop on top. Go to the front orthographic view. Turn on X-ray in the top right hand corner. E for extrude, S for scale, and just pull it in so it's a little bit, got a bit of thickness to it. About there. Left click to confirm. E to extrude, Z for Z direction only, and bring it down to whatever line you have there. S for scale, and I want you to match the same angle as the line that's there. Left click to confirm. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, hit that line there. S for scale, bring it in, so like that. Left click to confirm. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, bring it down to, we'll bring it down a little bit further actually. No, fuck it, we'll bring it to there. Left click to confirm. S for scale. By following those lines, you're keeping the thickness on the outside uniform basically. I think that's far enough. Now I want you to press 7 on your numpad to get the top view, and we're going to try match that circle there. So press E for extrude, S for scale, and just bring it in until it's the same, more or less, as that circle there. That looks good. Left click to confirm. Press and hold your middle scroll wheel, and I want you to select that ring as well. So Shift Alt left click, go up to edge and pick bridge edge loops. Now that's that bit done. Turn off the X-ray just so you can get a better look at it. Double tap A to deselect all, and you see now that we've got a little hole for our wire to pass through. We're going to do the same on the bottom. So 1 for front orthographic view. And just press and hold your scroll wheel until you get a nice view of the bottom. Press 3 on your keypad for a face select, C for circle select, and select that entire disc in the middle. Switch to vertex select mode by pressing 1 on your keyboard. Shift and left click on that central vertex. Now press S for scale, Z for Z direction only, press 0 on your numpad and click enter. Press the spacebar, type into sphere if it's not there, S-P-Y-E-R-E, click to sphere and pull it away from the center until it makes a circle. Left click to confirm. Right click anywhere on the screen to get up this menu. On the top you should see loop tools and click space. That looks good. Click on the central vertex. Press X for delete and select vertices. Hover over the disc, Alt and left click to select it. Press 7 on your numpad to get the top orthographic view. And press 9 to reverse that view. So instead of top orthographic, we're going to get bottom orthographic. There we go. And we're going to try match the circles that are on the top there. So press E for extrude, S for scale, and just bring it in until it roughly more or less matches the inside circle there, and left click to confirm. Okay. Now we're going to just bring in the bottom loop to match that circle. So same again, double tap A to deselect all, hover over one of the outside loops there, Alt and left click, press 7 for top orthographic view, press 9 for bottom orthographic view. I want you to press S for scale, Z for Z direction only, and 0 for scale 0 in the Z direction. Press enter. Now they're all in the same plane. Press the space bar. Either type into sphere, or if it's there, click on to sphere and pull away from the center so that all the vertices are in a circle. Left click to confirm. Right click anywhere to get this menu up. Pick loop tools and then space. Now you can see it's not really lining up very well. You can tell very easily on mine from the colors. Oh no, there still needs a way to go. Press 1 to get the front orthographic view. Press R for rotate, Z for Z direction only, and just move it until it's as close as you can get. If you find that the movements, like they're the movements I'm making, even though my mouse is hardly moving at all, it's making big movements. Hold down the Shift key and it'll refine your mouse movement so it's much easier to control. And when you're happy, left click to confirm. That looks pretty good. So 7 for the top orthographic, press 9 to flip the view that you're looking at. And I am going to press E for extrude, S for scale, and just bring that in a fraction. We'll just bring it into there. Left click to confirm. Press 1 for front orthographic view and move it around so that you're looking, at the bottom. Turn on X-ray so you can see what you're doing. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, and bring it up to there. Left click to confirm. E to extrude, Z for Z direction only, bring it up to there, press S for scale, and move it in like that. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, up to the next line, S for scale, move it in. E for extrude, Z for Z direction only, bring it up to there. S for scale, bring it in. I want this last one to be the same size as that hole there, so I'm going to press 7 for top orthographic view, 9 to reverse that view and look at it from the bottom. I'm going to press S for scale and drag it in so it's the same as those smallest circles there, roughly. Left click to confirm. Press and hold your middle scroll wheel and I want you to select, move it around until you get a good view, and then select that circle there. Shift Alt left click to select it. And then up in the edge menu, click edge, click bridge edge loops. And there we go. Turn off the X-ray mode just so you can get a better view. 1 for front orthographic. And tab actually to see it in the object space. That looks good. I'm going to add a modifier just to smooth it out and we'll get a better idea of what the shape looks like. So on the left hand side, click on the little monkey wrench, click add modifier, and under generate, click subdivision surface. And up those two numbers to 3. You can see it's smoothed it out. We've got this, okay, it looks a bit funny, the colors on it, but you can see that we've got our little leaf shapes on the side. Looking at it, there's a few things I'd like to change. The two little decorative bands there, I think they need a harder edge around them. So tab to go back into edit mode. Ooh, sorry, I pressed the wrong button there. Zoom in and Alt and left click to select that lower band. Control E to get the edge menu and pick edge crease and move it away from the center until you get a value of 1 in the top left hand corner, and left click to confirm. Double tap A to deselect all and do the same for both of those. You can actually work on 2 of them at the time, so hovering over where the edge loop is, Alt and left click, then hovering over the other one, Shift Alt left click, and you should have selected both of those. Go up to the edge menu, edge crease, and pull it away from the center. Left click when it gets to 1. Looks good. Tab into object mode just to get a better view of it. And I think we can exaggerate the belly on that a little bit more. So tab to go back into edit mode. Double tap A to deselect all. I'm going to select this one and this one. So Alt and left click to select that one. Shift Alt and left click to select that one. And just press S for scale and pull it away. Left click to confirm. Press tab to have a look at it in object mode. Oh yeah, I think that looks nicer. Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Now I think the bottom of it is a little bit too roundy, so we're going to harden off that bottom edge so it's got a nice flat edge. Tab to go back into edit mode. Double tap A to deselect all. Alt and left click to select that bottom ring, and Shift Alt and left click to select the other one. Go up to the edge menu. Oh, I accidentally deselected them. Press Ctrl Z if you do that, it undoes it and goes back to your selection. Press edge, edge crease, and pull it away until you get a crease of 0.1. Tab out into object mode to get a better view, and you see that's a much nicer edge on that. Lovely. 1 to go to front orthographic view. We're going to switch the empty back on. Click on the sphere, press tab to go into edit mode. Press and hold the middle scroll wheel until you get to here. I'm going to press 2 on my keyboard to get to edge select mode, and then just click on that edge there, which is right on the quadrant, if you know what I mean. It's right where the spout is going to be. And we're going to turn on proportional editing. So right above it, little radio button there, click that. So that means proportional editing is on. Go back to the front orthographic view by pressing 1 on your numpad. I want you to press G for grab. And obviously if it's moving the whole shape like that, then my scroll wheel has to be scrolled in a little bit, because there's my circle of influence. I don't really want to affect anything past the 2 bands, so about there is okay. And you can do this in more than one maneuver, so if you're happy to move it to about there, left click to confirm, and then press G again to grab, move it to about there. Press OR to rotate, and it'll push that up like that. And don't forget when you're doing this maneuver to just keep moving your scroll wheel until you get a shape that you like. It doesn't have to be exact. Okay, and left click when you're happy. Yeah, about there. Okay. I'm going to press 1 for vertex select mode. I'm just going to click on that vertex there because I want to fatten that up a little bit. Press 1 on my numpad to go back to front orthographic view, and press G for grab. And I'm going to move in my sphere of influence there, so I just want to make that a bit chunkier without taking too much with it. About there is good. Yep. Left click to confirm. Turn off the image so you can get a feel for the whole shape rather than just a section of it. I think that looks nice. Yeah, I like it. I'm just going to pinch the jug in ever so slightly. So go to 2 on your keyboard to go to edge select mode. I'm going to select that one and that one. So shift and left click to select the 2 of them at the same time. Proportional editing is still on. Press S for scale, Y for Y direction only, and then just move them in ever so slightly. Let's see. And when you get a shape you're happy with, left click to confirm. Okay, I think that looks nice. Yeah, I like the look of that. Looks good. 1 for front orthographic view. Tab for object mode so you can get a better view. Okay, it looks good. Oh, I nearly forgot the band. Sorry. Tab to go into edit mode. Hover over this region below the band. Press Ctrl or for add edge loop. Left click to confirm and move it up until it's very close to that other one, but not touching it. Left click to confirm. Turn off proportional editing. Press S for scale and just move it in ever so slightly. Not too much. Yeah, about there. Go up to the edge menu and press edge crease and move it along until you get a crease of 1. Left click to confirm. I'm just going to sharpen this crease here as well. So double tap A to deselect all. Alt and left click to select that edge loop. Up to the edge menu, edge crease, and pull it away until that crease equals 1. Left click. No. Press tab to get into object mode, get a better view. And yeah, that's a nice band. Okay, 1 to go to front orthographic view. Like so. Now would be as good a time as any to save it. So File, Save. And the next thing we're going to do is the handle. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like to buy me a coffee, then there is a link in the description. And I will see you in the next video. See you then.